Hey guys, B. Dean Barry, Keystone Prime here, and look what I got. So this showed up in the mail today, new stuff, Speed Tech lights. This is from the clearance rack. You guys can get stuff from the clearance rack, by the way. Give them a try, speedtechlights.com. I found they're a good balance. They're not a prestige brand like Wheeler or Code 3 with federal customers, so you're not going to pay $230 for a light head this big. One light head this big. But you're also not going to burn your car to the ground with Amazon China junk. This is made in America. This is stateside, made in Texas, shipped from Texas. And they have some really, really great products right now. They've got dual color products. They've got single color products. As a matter of fact, they have products with spotlight and brake light overrides. You've seen those on truck 1. There are brake lights on the back that flash green when they're not in use. I mean, they make all types of stuff, and today we're going to take a look at the 6-head LED light bar. This has been weatherproofed. They sent it to me, and we are going to be installing it and trying it out today. But first thing you got to do is open the box, right? So, you know, mere hours after another weather Twitter public conflagration involving light bars, and all of a sudden the anti-light bar people are out bitching again, I answer this by getting more light bars on the truck. And you should too. That's how you should always handle negative items. So this comes with brackets. I'm not going to be using these brackets. It's actually getting bolted right to the front of my roof basket. So I'm not using these brackets, but we'll set these to the side because they do contain the proper size mounting hardware. Let's take a look. Here is the product itself. This is the 6-head multicolor. They call it multicolor, but realistically you can only get 2 colors at a time. Multicolor amber and white light bar. So this is actually really good, guys. I was checking to make sure it's been waterproofed, and when I took the screws out of the end, I could see rubber grommetry there, which isn't usually there. And I could see where the sealant was poured in around the back, which isn't usually there. And the end cap wouldn't come off, which tells me that this has been sealed. Let's take a look over here. Yep, I can see right there. You can see the rubber seal around the cable. That means this has been waterproofed, and we're going to be installing it. But let's check the functions first. What fun would it be if we didn't do that and set the flash patterns? Let's untie this bundle, or really, let's just cut the wire ties, because who cares? So much wire, and I don't need but so much wire. Cut the zip tie, and I'm not recommending you guys do this. If you're getting stuff from Speed Tech, it's going to come with this little plug on it, extra wire, 12-volt DC plug. That's all if you're going to use it with one of Speed Tech's proprietary controllers. All right, but if you're not, like me, I have switch panels already in place. I already have my control system set up. So just go in here. If you clip these two off of the connector, that's spare 2-conductor wire. I'll be sure to keep that. Clip these two off the connector. That's a 12-volt DC plug you can use for something else. And then cut all of these wires, and I don't save these little plugs. I cut them off real short. I don't save these little plugs because I don't use those controllers. But here's the meat of the product right here. Large scale cable. I mean, there's a lot of functions here. This will function as a warning light, a floodlight, a traffic advisor, whatever you'd like. I personally will be using this as a warning light and a floodlight because it's going on the front of the basket. I already have lights to the rear. I have a 6-head tier single color stick in the back window of truck 1. Quite a bit of cable. All right, got my 35 watt power supply that I saved out of a dumpster 15 years ago. Let's hitch this thing in and get it set. All right, power's on. Well, hey guys, I know if you've been watching long enough, you know that I love dependable mobile data solutions. And thankfully, we have partners, our friends at Mobile Must Have. Roamlink by mobilemustHave.com. Find them at mobilemustHave.com and tell them that Keystone Prime sent you. And right now, you can take advantage of Mobile Must Have's Black Friday sales event. You can get up to 40% off of all of your RV, mobile data, and off-the-grid lifestyle solutions site-wide. You can get 20% off of all data plans, even the Roamlink Connect data plans, and you get free shipping off of all orders over $199. So stop on down. Don't let this Christmas season slide by while you have substandard mobile data. They also have everything that you need for water filtration, for battery backups, emergency power supplies, survival gear, anything for your RV, off the grid, camping, mobile lifestyle type of needs there. Come give us a look. mobilemustHave.com. They power the show and they can power you too. And now back to the video. Ooh, dual color Night Rider. That's super cool. And then I believe blue is going to be the secondary color, which is dual color seizure pattern, I see. If I remove the purple wire, does it go back to the same seizure pattern? Yes, that means the blue wire has priority. So let's set the blue wire to flood, because I want flood to override any warning pattern. And to do that, you just touch and hold. There's our flood pattern. Let's remove that and see what features they have here. I do like the slow Night Rider, but let's see what else they got. Faster, center in, California patterns, seizure. Not a big fan of seizure patterns. Amber only. Clear only. That's always a pretty solid pattern right there. That's probably the winner. Let's see, I think there is, do we get the override then? Yes, we do. Ah, yeah, it doesn't come back unless you power it down and power it back up. I don't like that, so I will be using an 85A relay on this build. That ground wire keeps trying to get closer and closer to my positive, and we don't want a light show in that regard, so. Let's see, does it make it faster or slower? Makes it a lot slower. I like that. So that's the slow function. The rest of these are going to be traffic arrow patterns. So if you want to see what one of those looks like, I'll show you. If you're unfamiliar, you can get left to right, center out, right to left. Doesn't matter, because I don't use those. I'm not here to tell you where to go. I'm here to tell you where not to hit. Behold, it doesn't look like I'm going to need those lengthened bolts. After all, I found these cool long model L brackets in my install box, and I'm just going to use some factory hardware to go ahead and put them in place, and then we're going to wrap that bar with these couple self tappers. It'll be good as done. So as you might be able to see, before we can mount this thing at all, we got to get some of the Christmas garland out of the way. All of this Christmas decor is on the truck for the Christmas parade. things in a couple days. Good. Just kind of spread it out of the way. Don't have to remove it all together. If I remember correctly, you can squeeze this thing. Starlink up and out of the way. Right out there. Yep. That super difficult installation is done now. Let's go ahead and pull that. Let's disconnect that wire. Grand Cherokee's with the sunroof. The dome lights are in the sides. Alright, so there's a way to do this. The headliner kind of goes up behind these two pieces of plastic, and that's what holds it in. This way we can scout a decent access hole for that light bar. Okay, it can go on either side of the currently existing flood bar hole for that wire access. We are going to use a grommet with this, and on the size of the grommet we want to know it's 7/16. So the 5th stair step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put the cable through the grommet, spool it down the grommet, and then put the cable through the hole. I need a nudger to set that grommet. I'll use this flat blade screwdriver. Now it's time to use my favorite tool from the build series on this truck. Is this giant can of squeezy black RTV silicone. And I'll put a bunch of it down here too. Get it all spread around, and then I'll let it lay down. And I only got a little bit on my finger this time. Let's get this down. Got the seat dirty, kneeling on it. Let's get this weather stripping out of the way, because that's the key to running it. And let's pop this down. For anybody kvetching about how it's going to interfere with the side curtain airbags and all that stuff, there is no side curtain airbags in this truck. The WK1 Grand Cherokee did not get side curtain airbags until 2008. All right. Yep. That's how it looks. Put the weather strip back on the back door, and this is the cable, which I should conveniently run out of right at the switch panel connection, so it is the perfect length. And run the wire. Okay, it's frozen out here. Let's put this back. Let's get this headliner back up with brute force. Man, this thing sucks. I hate it when it's cold. I hate working on stuff when it's really, really cold out because it fights you. In the summertime, this stuff was pliable and cooperative, and right now it is the exact opposite. Let's plug it back in. First of all, all right. Now, there is one long torque screw, and the other one's still in the light. We'll go ahead and get our like that. Let's get the other screw on the bit and in there. Headliner's back in. So here's the light bar working in both formats. Now this thing is awesome, but I might add that you may have noticed I skipped the wiring step. This was just because it was far too difficult to fit the camera in there and to show you what I was doing. But as you can see, that one switch turns on the light bar. The other switches will turn on the other additional lights. But flood bar override, very important. Click that on and they switch over to solid white, all facing the front. Of course, with the relay system I put in, you turn it off, it goes right back to a flashing light. However, I see those lights on the hood came out of sync. I don't like that at all. It'll also function completely on its own without the lights being on. All right, guys, thanks for sitting there and watching that. That was a quick little video, and if you thought that I was going to stand with open doors out in decent winds here that is making a 50-degree temperature, it feels like a 34, you're crazy. But what I will do is I'm going to post a Google Doc that you all can have that will show some of the manners in which I wire some of this stuff, like that relay pull system that I made that makes this light bar work seamlessly without hang-ups. Until next time, I'm B. Barry, Keystone Prime. Use light bars. I don't care if you don't like it. Cry about it, Karen. Thanks for watching.